Hello guys, welcome back to the video. Today we're going to be doing an MCreator tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to iterate through blocks. Yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. So what is iterating basically? So right now, what is iterating? Iterating is a way to go through blocks one by one and doing stuff to them. Yeah, basically that. So let's start by doing stuff. So procedure, create a procedure. This is right now mostly like an example you could use anywhere in your MCreator code. So let me just do a test procedure, whatever. Here we go. We have this applies everywhere. So here we go. Let's do player chat because it's easier to do stuff. I'm gonna add like an if, and if I like specifically send something happens. Okay, yeah, there's some descriptive thing I just said. Wait, no, not like this. Oh my god. So here we go. You don't have to do this specific part. I'm just gonna put everything within this, just because this is an example right now. So here, test procedure. If you type in test in chat, it will execute whatever. So let's start. So how do we iterate through each block? So for example, you typed in test, and then you want to go through every single block within a radius, and you want to delete all of the blocks or place a new block, whatever. Let's do that. So here we go. In order to go do that, you have to go to flow control, repeat whatever times, yeah. And what you do is you need to copy this 3 times like that and put them inside each other like this. So right now I could make a variable here, a number variable, local variable. Let's call this radius. Here we go. This radius variable is going to be equal to 8. So this basically holds a number 8, which will allow us to iterate through a cubic shaped area, which is and you will only check for stuff within 8 blocks in distance. Basically, that's exactly what it does. So let's start. So for the looping over here, we have to double the radius because that's how it works. So take this, multiply it by 2. Here we go. And then I'm gonna make a variable called where is it? Diameter. There we go. We need both diameter and radius. Yeah. Copy paste this and change this to diameter. Put this inside. It doesn't matter where you put it. I'm gonna just do this. So here we go. So here we go. We have radius, which is 8, and diameter, which is radius times 2. Basic math. Yeah. Let's do stuff with this. So I'm gonna copy diameter here. Put this here. You can double click on the variable to spawn a getter for it. So get number. Here we go. Now I have this. It looks kind of repetitive, but this is how you should do it. Yeah. So right now in this section, it would go through every individual block in a cube area. You know how when if I go to word procedure action, if I scroll down a bit, there is for each entity as whatever xyz in square cube with size. This is basically the same thing. This is the diameter you pass in, but yeah, basically how it's similar basically, but it's just for blocks in general. So let's just do stuff. Okay, here we go. Now how do we get the iteration of like how much has it looped? Like for example, this repeat block, ignore the rest. So this repeat block, how do we know how much has it looped within this? So like how do you know if it's the first block or the second block or third? So in order to do that, we can go ahead and click on the bottom left here. There is generated code viewer. You click on that, you will see a bunch of code. Yeah. And right now it just only shows index 0, index like it shows only 2 loops. As you can see, the 4 and this 4 is supposed to be this and this. This does not show because there's nothing inside it. And the third one, let me just put something inside. So let's put let's put stuff. I have an idea. So we need to create a vector now. So here we go, a vector variable. This will store the position it's trying to interpret. So let's see, let's call this position iterator. Yeah, position iterator. Here we go, put that in. Here we go. Now how do we now, as you can see, once I added this, the third one showed up. There's 4 index 0, 4 index 1, and 4 index 2, which is exactly equivalent to these. So okay, let's just start by grabbing the values. How do we grab the values? Index 0, index 1, index 2. In order to do that, you go to advanced, you scroll down to custom code snippet. Yeah, it's advanced, and it says custom code snippet. Don't be scared. We'll just copy the names here. So copy this, index 0. It varies depending on your procedure. So if you have more repeat blocks at the back over here, this will now be index 0, and these will be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so be careful. You have to look at the code and see what are these indexes. Yeah, usually when the procedure is clean like this, usually there is only like, it starts from 0. Yeah, as long as there is no repeat behind it, it will just start from 0. Anyway, let's make a new vector. So make vector with, yeah, I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna keep those, by the way. So I'm gonna like duplicate this, and there's an add. So there is this add. Let me do external like this. Put these. So this looks weird now. Yeah, we're adding XYZ with XYZ, which is weird. Let me remove the second one, and over here make this external so it's more readable. We just pass in the code snippet and pass in 1 and 2 like this. Yeah, we have made our position iterator. So what will this do right now is take the player's position and then add the repeat numbers over here. Right now the center of the player will not be the center of the loop. So what you do is just subtract. Again, you have to subtract. So you subtract, and you subtract by how much? So you subtract by let me just copy these. Here we go. Boom, boom, they're all gone. You subtract by the radius. Yeah, this should center the thing. It will center the joint area where it will loop through. So here we go. We made our single variable inside. Now we don't need this section now. Here we go. Now we do stuff with this number. We have this vector now. We can do stuff with it. So we could do this. We get a block state, and just gonna call this block iterator. Here we go. We do the exact same thing. So set block state like that. Set block iterator, I mean, and then you just go over here, get block at, move these, make this external input so it's more neat to look at, and then you go to vector again and put XYZ, X component of, Y component of, and Z component of. And in older versions this is named differently. So it's get X of something. I don't remember what it was called. Anyway, now what do we put here? There is missing spots. I have to like double click on the position iterator, put this like so. Here we go. Now we have two things that are really useful. You could use to manipulate blocks with it. This position iterator can use for anything, to be honest. You can play particles over there or whatever. Here you can just loop through blocks within the area. So now we said radius, we said diameter. It's not a sphere shape. If you want it to be a sphere shape, you know what, I'm gonna show an example right now. So let me just go so that right to visualize things, you know. So let me just do this. So remove block, this, Yeah, of course, doesn't take block states, of course. It's annoying. Make it external. I'm just gonna like copy paste the exact same thing over here. Yeah, here we go. This will remove block in a cube shape around the player. So if I try to run this, let's see. So here we go, we're in this world. If I go ahead and chat and type in test, look at this. It removes a cube shape. That's eight blocks in radius. I mean, radius doesn't make sense in a cube because over here it's not 8, only in this direction and in this direction. So now we're gonna make this a sphere shape. So let's do that. So in order to make it a sphere shape, we can just do a distance calculation. So you don't really have to calculate anything. There's this distance function here. We can go ahead and grab the position iterator. Yes, and we need to get this one. Yes, make vector with xyz. This is the epicenter, the center of the thing. So yeah, and you get the distance between them, and you check if the distance is less or equal to the radius. Yeah, boom, put this in the if statement, and now this will only remove blocks within the actual radius instead of instead of having a cube shape. So here we go, we've done this cube thing from before. Let me just go ahead in this hole and type in test again, not test, okay, test. Here we go, it removed a sphere shape. You can do anything with it. You don't have to just remove blocks, you can add blocks, you could do anything. Let me just show you. So here we go, let's make a smoke particle, like a smoke screen, whatever. So here we go, spawn, oh no, wait, what is it? Here, spawn server side particle, here we go. And then make this size here. I don't know why, if you type in 0.33, it means 1 block for some reason. I don't know why. Minecraft magic. Okay, let's just, actually no, I'm gonna make this 0, yeah, because it doesn't have to be exactly here. I'm gonna make it only spawn 1 particle so it doesn't like spam a lot of stuff. Anyway, let's put, what should we put? Let's put smoke. Here we go. Here we go. Signal smoke. Here we go. And have the velocity 0. This we should make a smoke screen area, like a sphere of smoke. Let's test this out. Here we go. We have this. Let's try to type in test again. This right now will. I don't think I removed the remove block thingy. So if I type in test, okay, did not play the particle. Oh, what happened? Oh, it spawned all in one place. Okay, that's a bug. Because I forgot to actually pass in the position iterator. Yes, that's important. So let me zoom out a bit. Put this in. Okay, this is the reason why I make things external. So it just becomes really too long. So I'm just make external input so it's much readable. Yeah, I forgot to remove this. Okay, I'm gonna keep it. Why not? You could remove, you could add. Whatever, man. Anything. You can do anything. With procedures and coding, you can do literally anything as long as you have brains. Here we go. Let's actually test this properly. Go over here and test. Ah, yes. Look at this. Oh, God. Okay. It shows up like this in a... There's like no randomization in the particles, as you can see. Because there is no velocity, first of all. Second of all, I made the radius small. I mean, not the radius, the area where the particles spawn to be small. Okay, let me modify this. So right now, as you can see, speed is 0. I'm gonna give it like speed 0.1, and area I'm gonna make it 0.5, slightly bigger than the block. Here, like this. I'm gonna spawn like 5 particles. No, that's, I feel too much. 3 particles. This is, by the way, 3 particles per block. Yeah, you have to keep that in mind. If the radius here is large and you put like 10 over here, you will reach the maximum particle limit and it will not render all the particles. Yeah, be careful with that. So here we go, test. I'm gonna not break blocks this time. I'm just gonna go fly up, and then here we go, boom. Look at this. It technically made a smoke screen, but you could add more particles or maybe slow these guys down. Oh yeah, oh my god, this this looks crazy. Wow, Yeah, what if I spam? Just spam. So, oh my god, I can't see anything. Wow. That's amazing, yeah. Also, like, if you choose a different particle, it will not last this long. I specifically chose campfire because it lasts really long. Anyway, I think that's all for this tutorial. If you want more tutorials like that, press the like button and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.